All right, this is a good one. I don't see this video out there. I put the title in the YouTube search. I didn't see any videos talking about how does semen retention help benefit your sex life. I mean, this is an important subject, I would think, especially when you're younger. You want to know, you want to know all the benefits of semen retention. What about the benefits? How it benefits when you're having sex? All right, first thing. The guys that have problems with impotency, which is growing now. This is like becoming like people in their 20s, even teens. They're having problems in that department. They didn't have that before. You don't have kids taking Viagra trying to get an erection, which isn't good, by the way. What it means, if you're not getting an erection, it means your body's not sending blood down there. Why? Because your body's sending blood to other places that need it more, because you're imbalanced. So then you take Viagra, you force the blood to go into the penis, then you can end up with a heart attack. Because it's like, trust the body's intelligence. There's a reason why the equipment's not working, and the reason is always because there's some imbalance. So the solution isn't to take a pill to force it. This is how medical science thinks. We're going to force it. We know better than the body. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Until you can create a human body just out of raw elements, I'm not talking about cloning, until you can actually create a human body, don't think you know better than the intelligence of the body. All right, so this is the best fix for any kind of impotent problem. When you're doing semen retention, especially when you stop edging, if that doesn't fix it, nothing will. I've never seen that not fix it. How is it not going to fix it? See, nowadays, I was saying, it's become like a really popular problem, this impotency for younger people, because there's so much stimulation now, especially if you live in the West. If you live out in a village somewhere in a third world country, which for me, third world is actually first world. Everything's backwards, If you live in a village somewhere, you don't have all this stimulation, I guarantee none of them are impotent. I mean, if you're a little insecure and, you're shy with the girl, yeah, okay, maybe, but you can overcome that. They don't have mental problems or imbalances like a lot of Westerners. That's my point. So all this stimulation, constant stimulation, you're stimulated from the time like little 3-year-olds have their phones now. And you can watch all this stuff on the internet. You get desensitized. And then if you add the PMO on top of that, now you're really desensitized. So of course, you need some major thing to make the equipment work. You mean just a girl touching you, it's like, oh man, that's nothing. I go online and watch this fetus stuff. Like, I need something like that. So when you reach that level, of course you're going to be impotent. So you cut all that stimulation out, then you default back to ground zero, which is a healthy state, like you were maybe when you were in your younger years, where just sitting next to the girl or just her touching you nice, it's like, well, that stimulated me. You want to get back to that level. Semen retention, no edging, takes you back to that level. That's just what it is. You don't even have to ask, will semen retention help impotency? Yeah, it will, 100%. Don't go ask a doctor about something he doesn't know about. See, we're like conditioned. If there's a problem, we go to the doctor. But the problem is the doctor, look, you know what the doctors are good for? If you get shot or somebody knifes you, you go to the hospital. You need to get stabilized. As soon as you get stabilized, you leave. And then you go and you do a healthy diet and you take herbs. Go to the Amazon. That's the ultimate pharmacy. That's what you do. The medical system isn't, they're not a healthy system. They don't know about health. They don't know about true organic health. They don't know about, what are you going to, do they ever ask you if you go what your lifestyle is? Are you doing semen retention? Are you, no. What's the problem? Oh, I have this problem. Okay, here, take this pill, you'll be fixed. Give me $500, thank you. People that are talking about true holistic remedies to get you back in balance, somehow they're not valued. It's like, man, why do I gotta pay? Well, you're giving the doctor $500 to give you more poison, so yeah. Everything's backwards in society. It's okay. Like, God's doing it like that. There's a few of you that escape the net, though. And see, I'm talking to you guys. That's who the channel's for. So, obviously, when your equipment's strong, girls like that, right? I used to, man, had a girlfriend. I just stayed hard, like, all the time. Like, all the time. I'd show her, too. I'd just show her all the time. I'm like, look, just look. I just keep showing her. It was just funny. I was like, how am I hard all the time? Once we were talking on the phone, and she said something that activated me. Got an erection, sent her a picture. I'm like, look. All right? That's the fix. If you have impotency, or you just want to last, you want to have your equipment functioning when you have sex. Okay, this is major benefit. The other thing is, number 2, you last longer. Now see, this seems like a little bit of an oxymoron, right? It is. So I'm saying you last longer, but there's also the thing you got to factor in. When you're preserving your energy, you get excited pretty easy. It's like, damn, I might not last even 10 seconds, some guys say. So, but here's what I'm saying. The reason I'm saying you can last longer, it takes discipline though. You can't, don't have sex like the damn porno movies. That's not how you have sex. They're like insane. I tried to do it though. See, I'm not a hypocrite. When I was 19, living in Los Angeles, it sounded like a good idea. Like, oh, I get paid for having sex. Damn, that's cool. And I went down, found a place, an underground place that does that stuff. They took my picture, measured my equipment. They're like, you're all right. I'm like, all right. Showed me the photo album of the girls, the stars I'll be working with. I'm like, yeah, she's okay. This one, I don't know. This one, okay. It was fun. Then they explained the next process. I was supposed to come back. They showed me this couch. It's the break-in couch. So that's where you practice. So the director, he has to evaluate, like, do you know what you're doing? What does it mean? Do you know what you're doing? It means when he's filming the scene, he puts his hand up. That means you got a 30-second window to lose your urges. If you can't do it, then you're not in. The girl's got the easy job. She just lays there and says, you see? The guy, he has to put in some work. So I'm looking at the couch, I'm looking at all the people, cameras everywhere. They're like, okay, so this is the next step. So I'm leaving and I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, what am I doing? And then I understood why you got to be, a lot of people are on drugs when they do that. You got to check out. You got to dull yourself to be able to do, many people have to dull themselves to be able to do that. That's why a lot of the prostitutes also are on drugs or something. You got to like dull yourself to do something that's inner compromise. Should I say this? The exception is in some of these Asian countries, they actually like it. Yeah, it's dangerous. Because that hooked me for a while back in the day. I was like, damn, they like it. But then I realized they were just using me as a masturbational instrument. I'm like, that's cool at first, guys, like some guys are like, yeah, that's cool. It gives me self-esteem. But later you want something deeper, This whole thing's evolution and consciousness. You keep something inside. If you're on the spiritual path, something, you just keep wanting to get more authentic. All right, so we got off and I digressed a little bit. I never do that. What was I saying though? Oh, because I wrote it down so I can stay focused. The reason I'm saying you can last longer is because you're used to it now. You're doing semen retention. You know what it feels like to have the urges. And so you know how to turn it down. you're used to what it feels. The urge comes. See, before urge would come, you just go do PMO or something. You'd act on it. Now you're getting more conscious. You're like, no, I want to hold on to my seed, so you know what it feels like, and you apply the lock. If it happens during a dream or something, you see, it's starting to, semen retention is starting to seep through into your subconscious character. You don't want to lose your semen, so you're aware of how it feels now to preserve your semen. So then that carries over to when you're having sex. But back to what I was saying, you can't have sex like the pornos. You can't have the girl wrap her legs around you. And I had that happen to me in South India. Am I going to do another story? Yeah, this is a good one. So I was in South India. Yeah, it's a little weird there. Like the guys kind of, like they have the office jobs, and then the girls, they're like building houses. They're like working outside, 100-degree weather. I'm like, oh man. So, and they're tribal, no shoes, no underwear, and they're just working. They're dieseled up, you know, working all day like that. So I was playing around, and the girl, I asked her if she wanted to clean my room or something, you know. She said okay. So then I could tell though, she you know, something might happen. And so then I took a shower and I came out with a towel and, you know, playing around. And man, she activated. She basically took me, put me on the bed, kind of half threw me on the bed, and she ripped her clothes off. Man, she mounted me and put me in some MMA move. I don't even know what it was. I couldn't get out. And she just started working it. Fortunately, Grace, she orgasmed in about, I don't know, 30 seconds. Then she let me loose. I was getting ready to orgasm too, though. And I couldn't get out of this move. I would have had to, like, you know, drop bows on her to get out. And I was like, damn, what am I going to do? I thought for a second, I was like, oh man, because I've never wanted to get a girl pregnant. I don't have any, you know, like babies out there that I don't know about. No, I very careful. I'm not playing. And so I was like, oh man, is this gonna happen? Is this how it's gonna happen? And she let me go, man. And God, I thank God, you know. And then the next day, I seen her outside and she urinated in my yard. And I told my Indian friend about it. He says, no, she's marking her territory. I said, damn, really? And I had all this, afterwards, I thought I had blood on me because she bit me and she was pinching me and, you know, she seriously, like, she won in that MMA fight. So I had all this, I thought it was blood because I looked in the mirror when she left, but it was red paint. So I asked my Indian friend, what is that? She says, yeah, that's what they wear when they're married. You know, I said, oh man, so I got to get out of here. I'm gonna get in trouble. All right, so I digressed again, but what was the point? You got to figure out what the point is. Oh yeah, so you don't want to have sex like that. You don't want her to, like, you know, don't have sex with MMA girls. Is what I'm saying. So the girl has to like cooperate with you. You need a higher level girl. Tell her what you're doing. Say, look, a higher level girl's gonna love that you're, you know, because potentially you can last all night. She doesn't need to worry about you finishing before her because you're preserving your semen. So tell her, like, work with me. Don't worry. Don't try to have the orgasm so fast. Like, just chill. Like, just, you're gonna have it. All right? Relax. And then you do like that. Then you start getting into tantra. And then maybe at some point, you both can take the whole orgasm out of the equation and you just have true intimate sex, circulating energy. No thought about orgasm. That's fun. All right, so that was number 2, right? So 3, you give them the attention. Girls like attention, you know? They don't want you to, like, go out in public with them and then look at other girls. So when you're preserving your energy, you actually have energy and attention to give them. Too many people get into a relationship where they're hungry for attention. So the guy wants the girl to give him attention, and then the girl wants the guy to give him attention, but the guy's like, I don't have any energy or attention to give you, like, because I'm like empty inside. They don't say that. And then she says the same thing, but she don't say it. And so you have no energy to circulate between each other. When you're doing semen retention, you have some energy. You can hold space and give each other the proper attention, and that's super important for girls. So that's going to help seal the deal. If you got a girlfriend worrying about losing her, if she's high level. If she's not high level, she's going to get inferior, and she's going to like, she can't handle you. It's too much power, too much energy. All right, the other thing, you're going to have, when you're doing semen retention long enough and you have a healthy lifestyle habit, wisdom's going to activate in you. You don't need to go learn. You can't go learn wisdom. This wisdom, this library of true self-knowledge is already in you. That's a software program God put in you. It just needs to get activated. Somebody needs to push run. It gets activated when you're doing semen retention. You have a healthy lifestyle. Then it gets activated. And so then you can hold space for her. And then if she has some, she's worried, the emotions come up and blah, 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 blah. You somehow intuitive, you know how to handle it. You say, look, this is okay. It's going to be okay. Whereas before, you couldn't hold space. You want them to hold space for you. You always have some problem. You bring your problems into the relationship and then get mad because they can't solve them. And then you attract somebody that's doing the same thing. See, when you're doing semen retention, your frequency, it gets strong. The broadcasting signal, you can't settle for less than badass, basically. You get a good girl, you see, and then you can maintain that. How many times did you get a girl you weren't ready for? In your mind, you're like, damn, I got the perfect girl. This is what I've been looking for. Can you handle her though? Okay. Do you have the inner strength and the stability to be with a girl like that? See, if we're losing our semen doing PMO, there's no way. It's impossible. We can act it for a little bit, a few weeks or something, and then she finds us out. And she's like, damn, who am I with? And then your self-esteem drops, and you feel bad, and good. That's good. That's called a bottom. That makes you change your life. See? So that was number 4. All right, so the last one, you can do, see, girls like after sex, they want you to lay there with them. They want you to do that. I could never do that before when I was doing PMO. You don't have any energy to do that. You just lost your energy. You notice? Do it as an experiment. Don't do it with the prostitute. Do it with a good girl. I used to think I could go practice tantra with, just not a prostitute, but just some one-night stand. I'm like, yeah, I'm practicing tantra. That's what it is. Yeah, right. No, there has to be some intimacy and love between you guys. So have sex if you have a wife or a girlfriend, and don't lose your semen. You don't have to do it every time. You got to find your rhythm. Because look, I remember somebody asked me, more than one person, they say, man, but look, I'm only releasing when I'm having sex. Why do I still lose my energy? Well, they're doing it all the time. You're still going to lose energy. If you're having sex and releasing all the time, you're going to lose energy. So you got to find your rhythm. Once a week, once, a month, 2 weeks, never. You just find it. You find it. Depends on age, depends on health. It depends on a bunch of factors. So nobody can tell you, like, yeah, you do this exact time. I can tell you this, the older you are or the more health issues you have, you want to lose your semen less. This is absolute that I can say. So try it. Have sex, lose your semen, see how much energy, how willing you are to do the aftermath, the sex aftermath. Then have sex, don't lose your energy, and see if you like it more. It's more easy to do. For me, it's just a no-brainer. I was like, geez, now I can do it. Now I want to do it. Before it was a chore. When I was doing PMO, losing my energy, I would just lay there with her afterwards because I know she wanted it. But then when I didn't lose my energy, I liked it. It was nice. See, this is This is how you keep a girlfriend. You do semen retention. People, everything's backwards. People think they're going to lose a girlfriend or can't get a girl if you're doing semen retention. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's the opposite. It's like, what level are we on? If you're in mainstream type thinking, then everything I'm saying is going to appear opposite. If you're higher level, then it's like, oh yeah, this is common sense. What I'm sharing, it's like pouring water into water. It's just, it just makes sense. That's the point of the channel. I'm talking to those who get it. I had a YouTube coach once tell me, if you really want to get views, and you need to like you need to start like at the beginning and bring people up. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. I flow. Those who can grab it, good. Let's keep walking. This is what we do. All right, see you.